everyone, welcome to FCS. The first demo that I'm going to do is a dishwashing demo because yes, you all have to wash dishes. And yes, you have to wash them by hand. We do have 2 dishwashers in here, but that's for special times or occasions or when I want to sterilize all the equipment, which you will be doing at your stations in your kitchens. So the first thing, of course, before we even get started is we want to make sure that we're prepared physically with our bodies, our hair, our hands. So we are going to wash our hands. For anyone that has hair past their shoulders, you are going to need to put your hair up. If your hair is to your shoulders, like I have, you can wear a headband. I do supply hairbands and headbands. If you forget one that day, no problem. The other thing we want to think about is if you have, a lot of you wear hoodies, if you have hoodies, you are going to have to push up your sleeves or roll them up. If you push them up and they fall down, that's no good. Or take your hoodie off. Sleeves are the dirtiest part of your clothing because a lot of us tend to use them for opening doors or closing doors or wiping our nose when we don't have a tissue around. So they are filthy. So we're required to take them off or make sure that they stay up. All right, so now we're going to get started. We'll have already demoed how to wash hands. All right, you should know that it is how many seconds? 20 seconds minimum. All right, and we are going to set up our station. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your dish pan. You are going to put it in your sink vertical, not horizontal. If we put it in the sink horizontal, it's going to cover the drain and clog the sink. So it fits perfectly. You're going to push it either to the left or to the right. You always want it to be furthest from your drain board because it's order of operations. We're going to soak our dishes first in the dish pan. We're going to wash them. We're going to rinse them, and then they're going to be dried. Okay? We also want to wash our dishes in what temperature water? Hot water. Why? Because hot water, as we'll probably hopefully have already talked about, or maybe talking about now, is going to help sterilize the dishes. We also want to rinse them in hot water. We rinse them in hot water because the hot water helps dry the dishes faster. I can always tell when students rinse in cold water because their dishes in the drain board are filthy. Not filthy, I shouldn't say that. The dishes in the drain board are soaking wet. Now, right now I'm running into a problem, and you know what, sometimes like when mistakes happen. My sink is filling. Many of the sinks have, with the exception of 2, have this removable drain. Okay, and I'm going to turn this off so we can hear a little bit better here. This removable drain. This drain is to catch food particles. We do not have garbage disposals here. Now the drain bottom, you can see, has a peg in it. In the bottom of the sink, there's also a hole that it fits in. So we want to make sure to allow the water to drain that we turn this 90 degrees so it makes a plus sign and that the drain wiggles. We don't want to push it down. The only time we would want to push it down is if we were trying to fill the sink. And sometimes it will get suctioned down, so you do have to pay attention to that. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in here. Turn my water on. And I'm going to put a small squirt of dish soap. Okay, the dish soap opens up. You should not have to take off this plastic cap. It unscrews like a bottle of glue. Okay, do not pull it off. As much as you want more soap coming out, I don't. Okay, this soap is concentrated, so it pops back on if it comes off. You loosen it. You only want a small squirt of soap, just enough, because we can always add more soap. While that's filling, I'm going to walk over and show you where to get the rest of your equipment. And while that's happening, another video that's going to happen, or when we're preparing a recipe, is other students at in your lab will be measing your station, which means getting everything in place for your recipe. Okay, so actually this is filling up pretty quickly here, so I'm going to show you guys. You want to fill this to at least halfway full, and this is about the right amount of bubbles. If you have a lot more than this, it probably means you put too much soap in. All right, so So I'm going to turn off my water. It is hot water. I'm going to move the spigot to the side because I do not want to continue filling up this basin. This is for rinsing. This is for soaking, washing, and then rinsing, and then drain board. So you're going to follow me over here to our laundry room / pantry. And in here, we have a washer and dryer. But what you're going to do is you are going to come in here and you're going to get one dish rag or dish towel and one dish rag. Okay? One of each. Notice, one large, one small. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I use these so often that I don't bother folding them because they literally go from the dryer into the basket because they're being used so much. So a lot of kids think that this is dirty laundry. It is not dirty laundry. When you are done with your dish towels, you are going to put them in the laundry basket over here where there is a sign that says dirty towels and rags. Okay, which we'll review as we get back there again. So back to the kitchen. So, dish towel is for drying. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, whether I lay it on here or on the counter, wherever it might be. Dish rag, we are going to use this for washing dishes, wiping counters down, wiping equipment down. So I'm going to take this so it has an even amount of soap on it. The soap is dispersed and it's clean in here into our soapy dish pan. And I'm just going to pull it out and I'm just going to give it a quick wring. You can set that over the spigot or you can set it over here for the time being. Everything is in our dish pan. We are going to take our dish rag. I'm going to dunk it back in here, give it a little squeeze. I always find it best to fold your dish rag so that way you can, if you get this side gets a little too dirty or gross, you can always unfold it. You can fold it over and then turn it inside out. So there's many different sides. So instead of just grabbing it and going like this, bunching it up, I'd like to see all of you working with a folded dish rag. Now in the past I used kitchen sponges, but actually this is much more sanitary because every class we only use one dish rag. It gets thrown in the dishwasher. Nope, not in the dishwasher. It gets thrown in the laundry basket and then I wash them every day, where sponges can be breeding grounds. So I'm finding this time, for those of you that are in 7th and 8th grade, maybe reviewing this, that we're gonna be using dish rags from now on. I'm gonna give a little bit of squirt on the dish rag, and we can also use our scrub brush to clean as well. And I'm going to start cleaning. Now, cleaning dishes. Generally, if you were having a dinner party at your house, you would clean from cleanest to dirtiest. So you would actually clean your glassware first, then your silverware, then your plates, then your pots and pans last, okay? Making sure that we're scrubbing both sides, okay? I would not suggest throwing your dish rag in the water every single time. I'd set it over the side, I'd set it on the ledge, but don't keep dropping it in here. Now, I tend to clean, and if there's another person helping you, they can be rinsing. Now, you are gonna rinse with hot water, as hot as your hands can take. And I will tell you that this water does not get too hot because it's temperatured so we don't burn ourselves. Rinse, and then somebody else, if there's someone available, will dry right away. And then you can even hand it off and somebody else can be putting it away. If we don't have that many people in here, it's okay to leave it in the dish drain board and then you dry after the fact, right? So rinse, repeat. You can also use a scrub brush. Now with the scrub brush, you're gonna put a little bit of soap. Remember, you can always add more soap, and you're going to scrub, making sure you scrub. So you have an option. You can use your dishcloth or your scrub brush, but make sure that you're scrubbing everything inside, the outside, the bottom of it, okay? And then you're gonna rinse, repeat with the scrub brush or a dish rag. Hot water. And if you are alone or if no one's drying, which way do you want to put the bowl in the drain board? Facing up, facing down, or on its side? Definitely not facing up. Why, everybody? Because the water is going to sit in there. We want it to drain. So if there's space, facing down, but there's cool little notches that you can put them in there, and that way it drains and it dries. Okay, so I'm going to continue to wash all the dishes, rinse all the dishes. and then we'll dry and put them away, and I'll show you the procedure for cleaning up. Okay, the one item you should never, ever, ever put in a dishpan is something that is going to be sharp and cut you. So never, ever put sharp knives in a dishpan. Always wash them right away or set them aside to wash later and then put them in the drain board. So that's one thing. Very delicate glasses, make sure you don't drop them in. I would do them one at a time as well. So now that we're done, we are going to clean up. If we are doing the monkey bread recipe, you will not empty the dishpan yet because we are going to put, when it comes out, the muffin tin is going to go in here and you will have to clean the muffin tin, clean your tray, and finish up everything. But in a typical scenario, what you're going to do is you're taking your dish rag, rinse it out if you have to, if there's anything on it that's dirty, all right? Give it a good squeeze. You'll notice there's still some soap in here. The first step we're gonna do is, actually, missed something here. Before we do that, somebody should be drying and putting all this away. I do not want to see anything left in the dishpan. So someone dries, oh, and check this out. Because I used hot water, which is actually more sanitary if you don't even have to dry it, this bowl is pretty much dry because I used hot water. So I should not find a soaking wet towel that dries if you use the hot water. So I'm going to put away all the equipment. Now, these are nested. Nested means fitting in one side of each other. I should never come into your kitchen and see these all sprawled out in your drawer. They should be nested nice and neat. So when I look in there, if I'm checking inventory, I can see that there are going to be 5 plastic measuring cups, and the same thing with your metal dry measuring cups. Nested nice and neat. Now, the measuring spoons are on a clip, okay? This clip is quite challenging for many students. We have 2 sets of measuring spoons, but once again, they should always be nested nice and neat in the exact order. It's easier for us to take inventory. So to open this, it's a binder clip, guys. To open the binder clip, you'll notice it kind of looks like this. So what you want to do is you want to push them apart, okay? But I would do it over the counter because half the time they end up falling on the floor. So I'm going to find, there's 2 sides. There's the hinge and then there's the opening. I'm going to push it apart, open it, but do this over the counter. I find it easiest to take them all off and stack them. Clip them back up again and put them away. Okay, now that everything is put away, now we're ready to clean up. Somebody in your kitchen is going to take this rag. You want to squeeze it out all the way. The first step to cleaning your counters is to take your rag and you are going to, you're going to wipe down your counters with this rag. Use your sense of touch. And if there's anything on the counter, wipe it, please wipe it into your hand. And if you don't, then you got to use the broom, which I'll show you where that is too. And I noticed, I can feel it. Use your sense of touch. If you feel something on the counter, you want to get it off the counter. We don't want to start. Who wants to start cooking in a dirty kitchen? So counter, we're going to wipe it first with just a wet soapy rag. Okay. We use the top of the cooktop. You're going to wipe the top of the cooktop. Wherever it's dirty, you are going to wipe. Just be careful if you wipe this that you don't turn off or change the oven temperature. If we use the microwave, or even if we didn't use the microwave, if you look at it, there's handprints here. Wipe the microwave. In fact, if the inside of the microwave is dirty, what do you think you should do? Clean the inside, okay? We're gonna continue to wipe. Now, if this rag gets kind of gross or dirty, all right, and don't forget, we're gonna wipe here, all right? It's okay to shake out the rag. If it feels like it's getting gross, it's okay to dip it back in our soapy water. If the water isn't too dirty, squeeze it back out again, okay? What I don't want to see is puddles, and I'm going to do this right now. A lot of kids squeeze a little bit, and their rag is soaking wet. So I don't know if we'll be able to see this on camera here, but I shouldn't see, usually it's if I get a good angle here, maybe it shows up better here. I shouldn't see puddles of water, okay? This is where you don't want to see puddles of water. So you come back over to your sink. Look how much water was in there. The idea is just to get it clean because we are going to spray it down, okay? So watch what happens now. Now that I squeezed out the water, I'm not leaving puddles. It's not a soaking wet counter. Make sure you pick up things and wipe. You are going to drain your drain board. Make sure the drain board's drained. We are going to empty the dish pan. If the dish pan is dirty, take your scrub brush. Put a little soap on it. Scrub this. If you notice your sink is not draining, it could be that the drain cover got suctioned down. It is a very slow drain, so you have to be patient. I'm not patient. I know you guys aren't patient either, but we have to be. All right, scrub this. Rinse it. Hot water, guys, hot water. Rinse it. Make sure you rinse the bottom of it. If the bottom got dirty, scrub the bottom. In fact, there's still soap in here from last time. I didn't even have to add any. Rinse out my scrub brush. I shouldn't see any soap coming out of it. Put that in my drain board. This doesn't even need to be dry, but you can put it in your drain board. Drain this. Make sure it's drained. In fact, those of you with a ledge in your kitchen can put this up here. And I'm going to continue to wipe my counter down. Everything. Guess what? You even have to wipe out the sink. The sink should be sparkling and dry. So I'm going to wipe this out with my rag. Make sure I wipe everything. If this is dirty up here, wipe it. If the wall is dirty, wipe it. You're gonna wipe top of the spigot, the handles, because we touch them, wipe them. And guess what? We're not done yet. If you're in a kitchen that has a removable drain and there's stuff in it, sorry guys, and you have to take it out, take this, bang it in the drain. If you do not have a removable drain, then you can always take a paper towel, scoop it out, and throw it in the trash. Now, we're done with this rag for the most part. We've put away and dried all our dishes. We are gonna actually use our dish towel and some spray. Spray will be under your kitchen. Spray, wipe, lift up. Quick spray, wipe. Don't really need to spray the sink, but we're gonna finish drying it out. Put this back down. Put this on the counter, under the sink. I noticed there was water in here, so guess what? Gotta make sure it's dry. And now I'm done. I'm going to then put these in the dirty laundry basket, not in the laundry room. Over there. That's how your kitchen should be done. It should look spotless. Your sink should be dry and sparkling, no water, no food particles. Your drain board should be empty. I should not see dish towels. And now you get to eat.